Hello dear students, welcome to another segment of our online class. Today we'll continue with our revision that we started since 2 weeks back. And then as a reminder, you ensure that you do not copy anything that you see on the screen because you already have it in your notes. If you have any question after this video, after watching this video, you direct it to me on the platform during the time for our class. So today we'll be talking about properties of materials. Materials are substances from which other things are made. That is to tell you that before I forget, the properties of materials, the material we're talking about here are materials that are used for making things in the workshop, okay? Not those ones that are used in the kitchen to cook. No, they are the things that we use to produce or to make products in the workshop. So materials are substances from which other things are made. This is to tell you that they are like the raw materials in which other products can be produced from. So we have many properties of materials. I think we have about 5 of them that we use in the workshop. The first one is wood, we have metals, we have ceramics, we have plastics and rubber. I come again. We have wood, we have metals, we have ceramics, we have and we have rubber. The first one we'll be talking about is wood. Wood is a natural material. Wood is a natural material that are got from trees, and trees can be found in the forest because that is where they grow. Thing Trees are usually found in the forest. And what are those things that we can use wood to make? Many of them, but we just mention few. One, wood can be used to make furniture. They can be used to make electrical electrical fittings. They can be used for building constructions. They can be used for doors and windows. They can be used for roofing. They can be used for tables and chairs and so on and so forth. So this wood we're talking about, they are of two types. We have hardwood and soft wood. We'll talk about it one after the other. The first one is hardwood, which is got from deciduous trees. They are difficult to work on because of their hard nature. And examples of hardwood is one obeche, we have teak, we have iroko, we have afara, and so on and so forth. What are the properties of hardwood? Properties has to do with what? Characteristics. It's the same thing like saying characteristics. So the properties of hardwood are one, they are dark in color. Now, as I told you in class, the properties of hardwood, they are the opposite of properties of softwood. So once you're able to know properties of hardwood, of course, you have known properties of softwood as well. So one, it is dark in color. Two, it is heavy, which means that if hardwood is dark in color, it means that softwood will be lighter in color. If hardwood is heavy, it means that softwood is lighter in weight, and so on and so forth. So now the third one about hardwood is that it has broad leaves. The fourth one is that the leaves are shed seasonally, and also the seeds of the trees are enclosed in a pod. It means that the seed of the hardwood are not being produced naked, but they are always enclosed in a pod. So the second type is softwood. Softwood is obtained from coniferous trees. They are obtained from coniferous trees and they are easier to work on. Examples of softwood are we have spruce, we have cedar, we have semidoloro, and so on and so forth. What are the properties of softwood? One, softwood is easier to work on when you compare it to hardwood. It is easier to work on. The another one is it is lighter in color than hardwood. It is lighter in color than hardwood. Then third one, it is lighter in weight than hardwood. Then the trees have narrow leaves, unlike hardwood that has broad leaves. The leaves of softwood of the trees has narrow leaves. The leaves are narrow, or they are like needle-like in nature. Then the seeds of the trees are produced naked. They are produced naked. So the second one is metal. The second property of material is metal. Metal can generally be classified into two. They can be generally classified into two, that is, ferrous metals and non-ferrous metals. Ferrous metals and non-ferrous metals. Metals are identified by their what? By their high tone sound compared to other materials. What do I mean by that? When a metallic material is being struck, you see that they give a high toned sound when you compare it to other materials. So the first one I want to talk about is ferrous metal. Ferrous metal. These are metals that contains iron. They are metals that contains iron, and because of the iron content in them, they are able to attract magnets. They are able, magnets, when they are taken close to some metallic material, they attract them. And when they are being taken to some near close to some metallic objects as well, some of them would not attract. That is to tell you that those ones that will not attract are non-ferrous metals, and the ones that will attract are ferrous metals, because ferrous metals has iron content. So examples of ferrous metals are carbon steel, we have alloy steel, and we have cast iron, etc. The second one is non-ferrous metals. Non-ferrous metals are metals that do not contain iron, and because they do not contain iron, it means that they are unable to attract magnets. However, non-ferrous metals are attractive in color and resist corrosion. Furthermore, there are alloys of non-ferrous metals, and alloys can be defined as the combination of two or more metals in order to produce another metal. An example of alloy are brass, bronze, duralumin, and so on. What are the properties of metals generally? One, malleability, because malleability is ability of metals not to break easily with external forces. The second one is ductility. That is the ability of a metal to be stretched into thin wires. The third one is luster. That is the ability of metal to have a shiny quality surface. The next one is sound. That is ability of a metal to give sonorous sound when struck, or to give high-toned sound when struck. The next one is density. It means that metal has weight, because you see that metallic materials are weighty in nature. Toughness is the ability of metal to withstand physical shock. Ability of metal to resist physical shock, and also ability of metal to resist penetration from other materials. Then we have corrosion. Corrosion is the ability of metal to what? To destroy slowly, especially as a result of chemical actions. And the last one is metal forms, which means that metals are of different sizes and shapes. Which means that metals are of different sizes and shapes. So this is where we end today's discussion. But as I said earlier on, if you have any question, or if you feel you need any clarification, you ask question on the platform when it is time for our class. Stay safe and be blessed. Bye.